lovelies, and welcome back to another video.
Everywhere I go, I'm plant-based dripping.
So today I wanted to film a health update for you guys and explain the health issues that I experienced last year and how I overcame them. So I still can't be 100% sure about what caused these health issues, but I'm pretty darn certain of what caused it. And long story short, I think it was an iodine deficiency. So around April of last year, I started to experience some pain, redness, and a bit of swelling in my left breast on the side. So I ended up going to the doctor and she confirmed that there was definitely something wrong there. So she thought it might be an infection at first, so she prescribed me some antibiotics, which I was on for just about a week to see if that did anything, but it didn't do anything. So then I went back to the doctor and she sent me to go get an ultrasound, and they asked me a bunch of questions like if breast cancer ran in my family. So they kind of ruled that out, and I believe, I'm trying to remember exactly what she said, but I think she said that she thought it was swollen fibroids. So she basically didn't give me a lot of information. She just basically said that it's not breast cancer, so you don't have to worry about it. So I didn't get a lot of information from her, and I didn't really get any solutions. So I was like, okay, I guess this is just something I have to deal with now. So then later of last year in the fall, I started to experience some more health issues. For one thing, I had this really weird thing happen with my nail where it had like this huge dent in it and looked like it was like, I don't know how to explain, it looked like there was like a hole in my nail at the bottom, and it was slowly growing up, and it looked really nasty and gnarly, and I like always tried to cover it up. And the other thing that happened at the same time was that my neck started to swell, so my neck constantly felt like it was swollen and just like puffed out. And that was like probably the most weird thing, because I had never experienced anything like that before, where your neck just like feels really swollen. And very shortly after I started to experience that, I was just exhausted all the time. No matter how much sleep I got, no matter how much food I ate, I was just absolutely exhausted all the time. Especially by the afternoon, I just felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt like I was just like the most unproductive person ever. Another weird thing that happened to me was I lost my appetite, or I just had very low appetite, which was very unusual for me because I have always had a big appetite, and all the way through recovery I had a really big appetite, so it was really weird to have a low appetite. Yet at the same time, I was putting on a bit of weight. So even though I had a low appetite, I was eating less than usual, I felt like I was gaining weight. So another weird thing that happened to me was I started craving animal products. I never thought that I would start craving animal products, but I had these insane cravings for animal products. So all of these things were really unusual for me, and I did not know what was going on. But finally in December, my dad actually pointed out to me that the salt that I was having was not iodized. And then one day I was really craving like miso soup, so I made myself miso soup with nori flakes in it, and the next day I felt like so much better. So slowly the pieces were coming together that maybe I wasn't having enough iodine in my diet. So then my mom actually gave me some iodine drops that I started taking, and then I decided to go to the doctor to get a blood test, and I went in there and I told her I wanted to get a blood test to test my iodine levels. But it was very strange, and she seemed to dismiss the idea of me having an iodine deficiency because she said like, oh, you know, it's like so rare for people to have an iodine deficiency, like I really don't think that you have one. So she didn't check that off on my blood test, but instead she wanted to get these other vitamins tested. So then about a week later she called me and said that everything was perfect and that everything was normal, but like that did not give me any answers, and I don't even think that she tested for iodine, so it was kind of pointless. And so I can never be sure if that's what it truly was, but I started consistently taking iodine drops, and so after a few weeks of taking the iodine drops, the first thing that I noticed was that my energy went back up. That was the first thing that I noticed when I had the miso soup with the nori flakes. The next morning I just felt a lot better and just like more awake. But it wasn't until I had it for a few weeks consistently that I started really noticing that my energy improved. And then since I take a vitamin B12, a vitamin D, and the iodine drops, I just decided to take a multivitamin that had all 3 of those things, so that I didn't have to worry about taking 3 separate pills. So now I just have all 3 in one in a multivitamin. So I've been taking that every single day, twice a day, since about January. And after taking them consistently, all of these health issues gradually disappeared, which really does show me that all of these health issues were tied to the lack of iodine in my diet. So the first thing that I noticed was my energy started to improve. Then I stopped craving animal products as much. My nail started growing out normally again, and now it's finally back to normal. Then the neck swelling gradually went away, which was such a relief because I was really freaked out by the neck swelling. And then the last thing that finally went away just a few months ago was the pain in my breast went away. Also, another thing that I'm not exactly sure if this is tied to it, because I've changed a number of things in my lifestyle that may also have to do with it as well, but just in this last month I have randomly lost 10 pounds. For the last year and a half I've been plateauing at 140, and I thought that that was my set point. I've made a lot of changes to my lifestyle that has allowed me to reduce stress. So one of those things being I stopped tracking calories and my fitness. I also quit dance in May, which was a huge weight off of my shoulders because I was pushing myself too hard in dance, and it was a form of stress in my life. Normally in the summer I've been working as a server in past years. Like last summer I was working as a server where we didn't get any breaks and we worked 10 hours a day, and I was on my feet constantly, so I would just be absolutely exhausted every single day. Whereas this summer I have a super inactive, chill job that's not stressful whatsoever. So I think all of these things have really reduced stress in my life, both mentally and physically. So I think that could be another factor of why I've recently experienced another whoosh in my weight. But it could also be due to the lack of iodine that I was having over the past few years as well. So it's hard to say exactly what caused the recent change in my weight. So I basically just wanted to share this little update with you guys to share what's been going on with my health, and also just as a reminder to get a blood test if you're experiencing any sort of health concerns. It's always a really good idea to get a blood test to make sure that everything is normal and that you're getting all the nutrients that you need. Just goes to show you that it's super important to have a wide variety of foods so that you can get all of the nutrition that you need. Alright, so that's all that I want to say for this video. I also want to give a shout out to 2 people before I forget. First, I want to give a shout out to Lucia. I'll leave her username down here. And I also want to give a shout out to Ashley. I'll give her username down here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Don't forget to be kind to yourselves, and until next time, peace out guys. Bye.
Everywhere I go, I'm playing bass, dripping. Got 'em want the new Bruce Lee. Roy, I got the glow. Kicking knowledge to your chick, I let her swim until she soaked. What she trying to